This is Colleen Rodriguez from Wyng'd Lyon Creations, and you're listening to the Comic Relief Podcast.
Hey listener, welcome to the Comic Relief Podcast.
Hope you survived the experience.
The Comic Relief Podcast is an unscripted discussion about the pop culture surrounding comic books, with your hosts,
Uncanny Tawmis Logue
and Mighty Maico and Colleen. All right, welcome to this special edition of the Comic Relief Podcast. I'm here with founder, designer, and owner of the Wyng'd Lyon Creations studio. How you doing, Colleen?
I'm doing good.
Excellent, excellent. So we just wrapped up day one of the Long Beach Comic Expo. And how would you say it went?
It went really well.
Yeah?
Pretty good for a surprising first time at the con. So
Nice. It was a really good turnout. It seemed like early on it got really busy, very crowded within maybe an hour, half an hour of it opening up.
Yeah, it was crazy. There was people everywhere. The booth was like packed constantly. It's just an explosion of people. I was not expecting that many people starting off during the day.
Yeah, and this is my first Long Beach Expo. Have you been to the expo before?
No, this was my first year as well.
And they also do the Comic Con here, right? The Long Beach Comic Con, which is later in the year.
Yeah, it's September. I think it's like the 27th or 26th or something this year, and it's 2 or 3 days. And they called it Long Beach Comic Con and Horror Con.
And Horror Con. Oh, yeah. Wow. And of the two cons, do you think the Comic Con is the larger of the two?
I haven't done the other one.
You haven't done the other one either?
No,
Cool. A lot of cosplayers, which was really, really cool. A lot of really nice costumes, too.
A lot of work in those costumes. There were some great costumes.
Any costumes come to that caught your attention, that come to mind?
The various Harley Quinns were pretty cool. But I think the one that still sticks in my head are the two little girls, the twins that were dressed as Black Widow.
The Black Widow twins. Yes, they're really, really cute. One thing that I did notice is there was a lot of kids cosplaying here.
A lot of kids, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, we'll post pictures on the Facebook page on the website. And the costumes were really cool, too. It wasn't like, the usual Spider-Man, Batman. These kids were Black Widow. There was a Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
There was a Beast Boy. Beast Boy was awesome.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
And to stand there, he must have been like 6'7".
Oh,
maybe,
yeah, totally.
He's got the ears and everything.
Yeah.
It was,
and the fangs. It was really, really nice costume. And the kids were eating it up. They were striking their poses. And
Master
everything.
Chief, too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The little Master Chief. He had a gun that was almost as big as he was.
There was some work in those costumes. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome. So the layout's pretty cool. There aren't. I noticed even someone mentioned that there weren't a lot of clothes vendors. It seemed like it was mostly artists. A lot of comic book vendors, which was really nice.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of San Diego Comic Fest.
Yes.
It's 1 or 2 clothing vendors, and then everything else is comic books and figures, which is really cool to see. You don't have that Hollywood, takeover like San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like the atmosphere. I like a lot of comic vendors. I primarily go to cons for comic books, so it sucks to see like the bigger conventions are getting away from that and going more towards the Hollywood side and movies and TV, which nothing wrong with that. That's fine. I like sifting through comic books.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of them they're losing their roots because this is where Hollywood wouldn't be where they were without comic books.
And then Hollywood's going total comics too. I mean, the movies have never been more popular. The TV shows have never been more popular. It's a strange transition to see it happening. We're seeing all the characters that that we grew up with reading, Superman or Batman. Those are the big names that everybody knows, regardless of age or where you're from. You know who those big guys are.
Even if you've never read the comics, you know who Superman and Batman
are. You could have never read a comic in your life. Yeah.
But now you're seeing stuff like Arrow and the Flash.
Yes, and Iron Man and all these guys. Yeah. Iron Man was not a popular character. So how was the sales good at the store?
Sales were good.
That's
good.
Were really That's good. Always good. Yeah, we were really busy. Your shirts are real popular.
Yeah. There's some great shirts. Brian and Gwen do an awesome job on their designs.
Aside from the shirts, what do you think were some of your best sellers?
The playing cards.
Oh, those are nice. Those are real nice.
The playing cards always do pretty good. Skeleton keys. It's amazing how many people buy skeleton keys, and that's another big, it's a big thing of having the little $2 and $3 items too. I think that makes up a lot of the
just little things that you can pick up.
Yeah.
That's really weird. I wouldn't, if you would have asked me, I never would have imagined imagine that like skeleton keys or something like that would be popular, would sell well, but they do. People really like those little trinkets and stuff.
The trinkets and the fact they look old, they're different, and it's not something you see every day. And I think a lot of it too is the steampunk movement has brought a lot of that into popularity as well.
What do people do with these skeleton keys? Do they make like necklaces out of them or something like that?
They do jewelry. They'll add them to costume pieces.
Colleen also has some really, really nice glassware for like absinthe and stuff, right? The sugar spoons and all that.
Yeah, I got a full line of absinthe spoons. The glasses are hand blown by a friend of mine. And I just recently started carrying some just standard goblets, and they're in color.
Oh, nice.
The 4 colored ones that I have sitting up there now.
Okay, do you have images of these posted up?
They do. They're all up. They're all up on the website, in the store now.
Where's the website? Where can we find it?
It's store.wynglyon.com, and it's store STORE.WYNGDLYON.com.
You'd mentioned before that you were kind of shifting the focus of your store to be more of like tailored clothes or custom clothes.
Yeah, I do a lot of custom work. Mostly what I'm doing right now is a lot of men's stuff because women's clothes are everywhere. And to me, the men don't get the attention that they need as far as the clothing, especially in the steampunk genre. So I'm doing vests and shirts and pants, and those are all things I'm working on and getting ready to do.
You got a Kickstarter coming up here soon, huh?
I'm working on putting together a Kickstarter for all that. It's been crazy. I started my show season, bought a house, and then I just haven't had time to sit and think about it.
Yeah, do you have a catalog up on your store now?
I haven't gotten anything up. There's a category there. I need to get a photo shoot, and I need to get everything categorized. So I just don't want a picture of something hanging up on a hanger.
Yeah. We'll keep you guys posted on Wyng'd Lyon's Kickstarter. What comics are you reading right now?
Right now I'm reading Harley Quinn.
Oh, let's talk about this.
Yeah,
let's talk about this.
Oh, I had high hopes. I remember you and Tawmis talking about it. Kind of disappointed. They made her really ditzy and not conniving or anything like that. Yeah. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it was a shame. I really wanted to like it. Honestly, I liked the 0 issue. I know Tom had mentioned that he didn't like it. It was a little too jarring. It was a little all over the place. I kind of liked that it was all over the place. Harley Quinn broke the fourth wall. I liked that issue. And then after that, the story just kind of dragged for me. Didn't really go anywhere. She got a place. Then she had to get a job to maintain the place. And it just, the whole story about someone being out to kill her, like it didn't pan out soon enough. I don't know. I didn't like it. And you're right. They made her really ditzy.
Because she gets a job and she looks, she does the makeup to make herself look normal with the wig. And then she suddenly spontaneously, because of the session that she has with this woman, spoilers ahead.
Yes.
And then she just totally flies off the handle and goes rampant off the lady's family. And to me, especially after reading Suicide Squad, I would have thought her would be more plotting and conniving and just plan everything out a little bit more, just not, lose it and just go blaring out the door and, half cop. So that to me is a real disappointment, and I'm on issue 6. If it goes away, I won't be disappointed.
I lost interest. It lost me. She should be insane first and then have little moments of ditziness, you know what I mean? Real similar to Joker. Joker at first is a dangerous psychopath, and then he has his silly little moments. It breaks the craziness up a little bit, you know what I mean?
It doesn't make it so serious. It makes you understand that, he's psychotic, and that's part of his psychosis.
Yeah, and I get it that Harley Quinn isn't the Joker and she shouldn't just be a female version of the Joker. This book kind of goes between lighthearted and a light read, and then it just tries to just turn it completely around and just go completely psychotic. And I don't know, it doesn't work for me.
The transition's not really
it's
good.
a little jarring.
I'm also reading Serenity Leaves on the Wind.
How's that?
I'm actually enjoying it. I've got the 4th issue right now, but I've been enjoying it. It's definitely after the Serenity movie, so Wash is gone. Spoilers: Zoe's pregnant.
I have to confess to something.
I'm
only 4 episodes into Firefly.
Oh no!
Yeah. I've seen Serenity though.
Serenity. Okay, so you know about Wash. Okay,
yes.
So I didn't spoil that.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw Serenity. I really enjoyed it.
A lot of people who hadn't seen the TV show and went and saw the movie, and they kind of went out it was an okay movie, and they didn't get a lot of the character development and what it is. And then I've talked to people who went back and then watched Firefly and then rewatched Serenity, and they're like,
totally
I get
different
it
movie.
now.
Yeah, totally
and it's
different movie.
Totally different movie, and then you understand why everybody freaks out when Wash dies, in Serenity, and you're just like, oh my god.
The one scene in the show as I'm watching the episodes, and like I said, I'm only 4 or 5 episodes in. There was a scene, I think it was the train heist. movies. Mal has the bad guys, right? Got them tied up, and the bad guy's like, you know, all right, no matter where you go, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna kill you. You're not safe, you know. And then Mal kind of looks at him and goes, okay, and then it kicks him in the chest and kicks him into the turbine of the ship. And then they bring in the next guy, and the guy's like, I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk. I was like, yes, that was
my example. Cool. Yeah, exactly.
That was a great, totally unexpected scene. He let this bad guy monologue, and immediately after was like, all right, cool, you're gonna be like that, and then just kills him. Yeah. Problem solved. I like it. So the book is good though.
The book is good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
So.
How much farther from the The Serenity movie are they?
Maybe 9 months. Because Zoe's pregnant, and it's Wash's baby. So and she has the baby. So
Wash is the pilot.
Wash was the pilot. Yeah, and Zoe's husband. Yeah, he does. And everybody was we're just like, and when I saw that scene in the movie, I was like, what? Definitely.
See, I have to rewatch the movie.
Yeah. Go through the series and then rewatch the movie.
Okay. So what else are you reading?
I'm reading Captain Marvel and the new Miss Marvel.
Let's talk about Captain Marvel, man. Oh my god, that is such a good story.
It is. I'm liking it.
I don't know what it is about Captain Marvel. I really honestly don't. For some reason, I really like her character.
I do too. I think she's definitely a strong character.
Yeah.
But she's not infallible.
No.
So, you know, she still has her faults. She has her mistakes and everything like that. So, yeah, it's I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, me too. I've talked to Tom about this before, and I think we've talked about it on the podcast, but I really don't like how they write women in comics because they're either sex bombs or they're always the kind of feelings, relationships. You know what I mean? It's like they don't really write strong female characters, in my opinion. Now, there are some exceptions. Captain Marvel's really well written. It's really cool book.
I'm liking it. It's really good. And then I'm reading the new Miss Marvel.
How was that? So I'm kind of interested in that one too as well.
It's interesting because, you know, Miss Marvel is now Captain Marvel, and now they've got a new Miss Marvel, and she's a teenage girl, and I think in high school. So it's been a very interesting progression. It's different.
From the images I've seen, they show her kind of like stretching out and growing and changing shape. Are those considered Miss Marvel's powers?
I don't know.
Not classically, they're not.
Yeah. The girl herself is of, I want to say like Indian or some sort of Middle Eastern, Asian descent. Yeah. But when she transforms, she looks like Miss Marvel, the blonde hair and everything like that.
No,
so,
really?
So it's really weird. It is very so it's very interesting. So.
Like when she hulks out, she turns into a blonde bombshell.
Yeah.
It's getting really good reviews. People are saying that it's a really good book. That sounds weird.
I picked up Justice League United. I have not read it yet. I have issues 0 and 1. So I'm really looking forward to that one because of the Native American character. So
I've read that one. That one's that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. It gets right into the action.
And then I'm reading Legendary, which is a steampunk based comic, Victorian era, with Vampirella and Green Hornet.
Tell me about this.
I'm really enjoying the story to it. So it really just like the first issue got right in there and into the action. And
Vampirella and Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Wow, what a strange combo.
It is a very strange combo. So I'm not quite sure where the story's going.
And is it still Kato and Green Hornet?
Yeah, it's Kato and Green Hornet.
Dude, they're out solving crimes.
The first issue is a girl stumbles into a club. It's owned by Vampirella. So Vampirella is, of course, sitting at the table having dinner with the Green Hornet, and then these guys come in the club after this unknown person that's chasing her. And they said, oh, well, you need to get out of our way or we're going to cause all these problems. She's like, wrong answer.
Nice.
And then, proceeds to take care of said problem.
Destroy them.
Yeah, pretty much. There's dead bodies everywhere.
Nice.
Other than that, I'm gone back and I've started reading Sandman. Neil Gaiman's Sandman.
Nice.
Yeah, I've gotten the
how far
the
into it?
I've gotten through the first 2 trades, so what is that, like the first 12 issues?
What do you think?
I'm enjoying it.
Oh, that's one of those that's on my long time checklist.
Yeah,
I need to read those.
I'll let you borrow the first 2. And I read up to, what was it, the first 14 or 17 issues of Saga. That was pretty good. I enjoy it. I love it. It's like, I love the mash of the 2 worlds.
Yes.
And it's just, it's so very different and so very weird.
Yes.
But it's written so well.
Yeah. It feels like a really big epic story, but I love how they kind of mash up like this weird retro technology and magic and sci-fi, and it's just it's so good, man.
It is good.
And I'm one of these jerks too that when I really like something, like I'll force it on people, like I'll punch them in the face with it. But this book is one of those books where I'm like, please, you really have to read it. It's so good.
Well, I'm always willing to read something on a recommendation. Now, if I don't like it, I might come back and throw it at somebody. What the hell were you thinking? But no, it's been really good.
I read the New Warriors. I finished the first story arc, and I am hooked, man.
Are you?
Yeah. Growing up reading comics, the New Warriors always came off to me as kind of like a Teen Titan ripoff, in a sense that they were a bunch of silly characters, like really young. Never was really interested in the Tawmis love.
Yeah, I hear him talk about him
all the time. He has a website and all that stuff. You know, because Tawmis really liked it and they were rebooting him, I was like, sure, I'll give it another shot. Really, 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 really good. Really well done. The first story arc got me hooked.
Cool.
The humor's good, the action's good, the story moves along really, really well. The team really molds like incredibly. Dysfunctionally though, I mean, they're not all like on the same page. You know what I mean? They all seem like they don't like each other.
Growing pains.
Exactly.
Getting used to your new team members.
Yes. But it works really, really well. It flows awesomely. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, he was supposed to let me borrow like the first issue, and I think he keeps forgetting. Got me started reading ElfQuest, and I read the first couple of issues of ElfQuest.
What do you think of ElfQuest?
I'm enjoying it. I like the artwork. I haven't gotten too much further than the first couple.
I have the second volume.
Yeah, I saw you in the book. So.
Yeah. I got now. I'm just not reading them just to piss him off now. Because I was like, dude, you got to read Saga, and he was like, dude, you got to read ElfQuest. And I was like, deal. And then he like finished reading Saga, and I'm only like on volume 2 of ElfQuest. I really should just shut up and read it.
Yeah.
One book that I'm not really enjoying as much as I thought I would is the Nightcrawler solo story. I really don't know why. It seemed like the first issue was really forced and really cliche in where Nightcrawler goes and talks to an old girlfriend, right? So they're talking, and then this giant bad guy just bursts through the wall, like for no reason. It just seems like a really cliche
Kool-Aid Man in.
Kool-Aid Man busts in, and they start fighting, and they beat him, and they go investigate who that guy was.
Yeah.
It's such a lazy story, you know what I mean? It's only 2 issues in. I'm going to give it a shot. So we'll see, but I'm really not enjoying it as much as I wish I was.
Going back to your guys' first issue when you guys were talking about Ghost Rider, the new Ghost Rider. I haven't read it. I remember Tawmis said he saw the art, and he said it looked bad.
Yeah,
but it's funny because we'll sit there and we'll start talking comics. Like, oh yeah, have you heard about the new Ghost Rider? And then I tell them, and they're like, what? Is it a car?
Why?
And then it's like this whole like rant about he needs to be on a motorcycle. And he said, how would you know? And like you said, it's like, or is he going to drive a convertible so he can swing his chain around?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's just the feedback I've gotten on has been absolutely horrible.
The people that can see beyond the fine, he's not on a bike, let's give it a chance. They seem to be enjoying it. So I've continued reading. I've read issue 2, and it's still not good. It's just not. It's not. I need to quit listening to these people. Just go with my gut, because it's not good.
If you're going to give him a car, at least give him like a convertible Impala or something, you know?
That's so, like a lowrider? That's so racist.
But,
he's going to be Mexican.
Well, but I mean, just like... But,
on hydraulics.
It's like,
I got to give one quick shout out to a book I'm reading. It's a Mark Millar book. It's called Starlight. It is so good. The setting is very Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers type, real like 60s.
Okay.
Right? Now, he went to this planet. He liberated the people of this planet, defeated the evil overlord. He became like their hero, their champion, rescued the princess, but he had his girl back home. So he had to find a way to get back home, and they found a way for him to get back home. The caveat was that he would never return. The warp zone or whatever that they used, the wormhole that takes him home, wouldn't be open again for another 10,000 years. So it was a one-way trip.
Oh, damn.
Right? So now this is all explained within a few pages. When the story starts, he's at his wife's funeral. He's an old man now on Earth.
Oh, wow.
And it turns out that when he got back, nobody believed him. And not only that, they turned him into a joke, because he was gone for all that time. He came back with all these stories, came back in a weird suit, really out there stories, and he's an embarrassment, what I mean, to himself. Yeah. So now he's lost the only thing that he came back for. He came back for his girl, who's passed away, and he's like this old lonely man with only memories of these adventures that he had. So it starts off really dark, really grim, burnt out old dude, really, you know what I mean,
bitter and
really bitter. Yeah. By the end of the first issue, he's visited by an alien from the planet where he was at, and he's like, hey man, you gotta come back, stuff went down, you defeated the evil overlord, we got really peaceful, we had no need for armies because we were at peace, and guess what,
somebody else stepped in.
Right, so we need you back. But the dude's like, I'm I'm just an old man. Figure out a way to, fly him back to the planet. They have like this huge statue of him, and it's a really, 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 really cool book. Did you read the Wanted books?
I did.
Yes, so
yes,
that's the
you
same
lent those
writer.
To me. Okay.
Same writer from the Wanted book. So we're running a little low on time here, so we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode of the podcast. So day one is in the book. So once again, where can they find your store, the Wyng'd Lyon?
The best place to go is to our webpage, which is wyngdlyon.com. That's WYNGDLYON.com, and you can get to our store, you can get to our Facebook, you can get to our Twitter. It's like a one-stop link to everything.
Sweet. So go check it out, buy your stuff, like our pages.
Hi, this is Joy DeCapua from Blackjack Comics, and you're listening to the Comic Relief Podcast.
Okay, so we're here today with Joy DeCapua, co-owner of Blackjack Comics. How you doing today, Joy?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, thank you. So this is day 2 of the Long Beach Comic Expo. How did the first day go for you?
It was great. We did really, really well. A lot of people were interested in our comics, and then as well as the custom commissions.
Oh, nice. You guys have the Phantom Hawk book that you guys are pushing at your table, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So tell me about Phantom Hawk.
So I like to say that if Batman and the Punisher had a love child that had zero money, that would be Phantom Hawk. He's a super soldier who is framed for the destruction of the program that created him. So he's on the run trying to clear his name as well as get revenge against those who framed him.
Gotcha. I got a chance to read the books. The first 2 issues, he actually nailed it right on the head where it's the love child of the Punisher and Batman. That's pretty good. Very dark character, very gritty. I mean, honestly, it was a perfect kind of a street-level vigilante type crime fighter. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. That's wonderful to hear. So we always like hearing when people enjoy our work.
Who's the writer and the artist for this book?
So the writer and artist for the book is my partner in the company, Nick Garber. He is in Texas right now, but he is the one who created Phantom Hawk, created Blackjack Comics, and then brought me on to help him out with the business.
So tell me about Blackjack Comics. Why did you guys decide to start this company?
Well, it's actually been Nick's dream since he was a child. So he's always loved comics, he loved drawing, and this was the plan since he was a kid. So when it came to doing this, he always resisted, but his sister would push him for it, tell him, you really need to get into comics, you're really good at your art, you really need to do this. Unfortunately, when he was deployed, his sister passed away, and when he came home, he took that and went for his dream. So issue 1 is actually dedicated to Sarah, his sister, who has passed, because she's the one who was constantly pushing him to go for this dream and to pursue it, and now he is.
Oh wow, that is very sad. But at least he's doing what she pushed him to do. Cool. I did see the dedication right on the opening page or on the inside cover. Does he work on any other books besides Phantom Hawk?
Yes, we actually have coming out next month the series called The Ape, and that one comes out towards the end of the month. That's going to be coming out. He's working on that one. We also have Pendragon, which is kind of our version of Superman. It follows the King Arthur legend, all of that. He's one of the last living heirs of King Arthur. So we have that coming out in August, and then Task Force 21 is going to be coming out in December.
He's working on all these books himself?
He is. He actually created the characters for Phantom Hawk, for Pendragon. We have a writer, Shane Will, who created the characters for The Ape, and another writer who is working on Task Force 21.
Oh wow, you guys are busy, huh?
Extremely, but it's a good thing. We love being busy because that means we're putting out work for people to enjoy.
Oh, absolutely. And where do you guys see Blackjack Comics going in the near future?
Well, I really would like to get our name out there just at this point, since we are a newer company, really just put us out there. But I can see us going big, starting to compete with Valiant and getting up there, Dark Horse Image. Try to get to that point of putting out our own comics and then bringing in other people with their books and publishing them as well.
Very cool. And where can people go to find your comics? I see you have comics in print. Do you offer the digital copies as well for download?
Yeah, we actually have them available on Drive-Thru Comics for download, and we're working on getting them submitted to Comixology. So hopefully in the near future they'll be available on Comixology as well as Drive-Thru Comics.
And where can people find your comics if they want to order them, the print copies of the comics?
They can actually go to our website. It's www.blackjackcomics.net, and contact us that way, or they can even just contact me directly, and that's joy@blackjackcomics.net.
And do you guys have a presence on Facebook or Twitter?
We do. We actually have both. So Twitter, of course, it's just the hashtag BlackjackComics. And on Facebook, it's www.facebook.com/BlackjackComics.
Very cool, very cool. Is there anything else that you would like to plug, or any other appearances at any other conventions?
Well, we'll be back here in Long Beach in September, so we'll be back here for that. And then we're looking into going to possibly the San Diego Comic Fest.
We were at the Comic Fest last year. It was a really good turnout. I think it was the second or third year they were doing it. So this will be either the third or the fourth year. So I forget. But very cool. You guys are planning on having a booth there, and will you have like any of the writers or artists with you?
Well, we were just invited yesterday and just learned about it by one of the managers of the Comic Fest. So I still need to get back with the team, but worst case scenario, I'll be there. Best case scenario, we could get one of the writers down here with us.
You do some stuff with, what would you consider this? What would you call it?
I call it comic book accessories, really. I'm a girl, obviously, and I love to accessorize. I am one of those girls who likes the shoes, the purses, the bracelets, earrings, all of that. And when it came to finding accessories, I couldn't find comic book accessories that I liked, that I really wanted to have. So I decided I'm just going to make them. So I started making this stuff for myself, where I take actual comics and I put them on shoes, on clutches, on purses, on wallets, all those different things. I make earrings, bracelets.
And they're like cut out panels and cut out pages, and you make collages on these different items. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to sit there and design and really pick out, go through the different comics. And I know a lot of people cringe when I tell them I cut up comics, yeah, but I'm making art. And it's wearable art and art that you can carry with you and to show your fandom. So it's showing the appreciation for those comics versus just cutting them up for no reason.
Do you stick to themes on items, or do you just mash, or do you stick with like a single character or a single team?
Actually, I do a lot of my work off of custom commissions. So I tell people, you tell me what character you want and I will get that. So if they request a specific character drawn by a specific artist, I go out and find that. Some people request specific panels saying, hey, I got a wallet where they wanted on one side the Green Lantern Oath and on the other side Green Lantern fighting Sinestro. So I went out and found those, and it's actually right here.
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, that's really nice. Can people request these or commission you like online?
Yeah, they can actually go to me, email me at joy@blackjackcomics.net, or call me or text me at 916-717-4953. Now, there's one thing we didn't mention before that I normally mention in the beginning, but Blackjack Comics is veteran-owned and operated, and I'm currently still on active duty with the military. Yes. I'm Army. I'm on active duty with the California Army National Guard, so it's called Active Guard Reserves. So I'm full-time active duty with the California National Guard, but with that, I'm full-time military during the day. So if I don't answer a phone call or a text right away, I always ask people to leave me a message. I'll get back to them as soon as I can, but I may be busy doing my military duties.
Gotcha, understand. Well, thank you for your service. Being in the military, do you incorporate that into the books?
That's exactly what Nick does. So, Phantom Hawk is a soldier who was deployed to Afghanistan and critically injured. Came home, recruited to this top secret program where they use nanotechnology to heal you. We all have friends that have deployed overseas and have been critically injured or wounded, and we wish this technology existed so that we could help them, and we can make it happen in a book, even if we can't make it happen in real life.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. We need to get you guys hooked up with Chad Kavanaugh, who's also a veteran, and we're kind of helping him with his book. And he has a book called The Map. Really, really awesome book. And he's doing it all by himself. I mean, writing, the art, he's sending it off to get it printed. I mean, he's doing this all by himself. He's kicking butt. Really cool, dude. But yeah, it's really cool to see veterans and even active duty kind of getting into this. Thank you, Joy, for coming on and chatting with us. And once again, where can folks find your comics?
It's www.blackjackcomics.net, or they can find us on Facebook under Blackjack Comics, Twitter, Tumblr, all of that on Blackjack Comics.
There you have it. Get out there. Check them out. Thank you, Joy.
Thank you.
Sweet. All right. Thanks for listening, you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Comic Relief Podcast.
We'll hope you join us next time as we continue to discuss all things comic book related.
And until then, make mind Marvel
and DC
and independent.
Don't forget to check us out at comicreliefpodcast.com, or you can visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Comic Relief Podcast. Or go to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Comic Relief Podcast. And finally, there is our Twitter page, which is twitter.com/Comic Relief PODC. I'd like to give a special shout out to Travis Richards, who did the music for the Comic Relief Podcast. Visit his website at www.travisarichards.com.